if I'll switch screens. There we go. Hi, everyone. Oh, and you can see how much volume I put
that's
on
my
rope.
call volume. Look at
Yep.
that. That's where
we run a
right now.
professional shift around here.
Mute
Hey, everyone.
him as much as you can.
What's up, everyone? Hey, Donut. Hey, Wordman. And Claire's in that chat, too. But she's also here. She's down below there. And Red Robe's over there. And who am I? It's not important. But before we start, Woody Man resubscribing tier 2 for 69 months. What do I have on my soundboard that's sexual?
That's what she said.
That's as close as I get. I'm Canada. Yeah, I'm Canada. There you go. Well, welcome, everyone. We are actually having a good discussion before we went live on the discussion show. So I figured, hey, let's save the discussion for the discussion show. What was the discussion again?
Oh wait, we forgot somebody. Claire's puppy is here as well.
Oh yeah, Soka's here.
Yeah, Soka's here. She's right now laying down and not chewing on the wire. So far we're so good.
There you go. Oh, what were we just? Oh, about the skins and
The skins. Yeah.
Bullshit skins in Fortnite. That's
oh, right. Not so much bullshit skin.
They're hyped for it, so if they see it, they're like, "Oh, let me get it." I'm already excited about it.
Yeah. Talking about how like people need to be on the nose about, you know, if your game's out and you have a skin in Fortnite, maybe put that back in the store. Like Kratos. Like Ragnarok came out, right? I was like, oh cool, Kratos will go back in the store, right? Nothing.
Nope.
Nothing. No Kratos, no Mimir, no nothing.
Same thing when it released on PC.
Yeah, like I can't even remember the last time it was in the store. Like I could probably Google it
Did
real
it
quick.
really
But
sell well though? That's maybe I'm wondering. They saw more Destiny.
It's
and then Bungie. How much did Bungie pay for like? Hey,
well, it's not
know?
even. Bungie is owned by Sony, so
technically, yeah, now they are.
yeah, now they are. So
but yeah, like when Horizon 2 came out, they put Aloy back in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Kratos, no, I don't know what's up with Santa Monica. Just like, why can't you put him in? Why can't you put him back in the store?
Maybe
And then you had brought up like Lara Croft and Tomb Raider, but I was like, well, that's a Game Pass thing, or not a Game Pass thing. That was a Battle Pass, which coincidentally is what got Melanie and I back into Fortnite because there are Lara Croft skins for other games. Like you could get her for Brawlhalla and Rainbow Six Siege, but I was like, you needed to buy Ubisoft's like in-game currency for those games, and the amount of in-game currency we needed was like $26. I was like, that's way too much. And also too, like, I don't like getting skins in first person shooters because you don't see yourself. So only other person can see you. It's like, oh, I got killed by Lara Croft. It's like, yeah, it'd be nice if I could see it. That's why I prefer getting the skins in third person games like Fortnite and such. I can actually look at it as I'm playing.
Oh, and speaking of Destiny skins, they apparently added Destiny skins to fucking
Among Us. Yeah, I saw that. Be super sus. Yeah, no, I was checking the Fortnite store before we started just to see if there was anything cool in there, as I usually do. I might turn that off. I don't need like 1,000 lights on me. Zavala is super sus. I'm assuming that's a Destiny character.
Is
Zavala.
Super sus,
Zavala.
yes.
Okay.
He's the blue guy that has
The Titan command. He's the Titan
he's got the deep voice. I'm blanking on the actor's name, but yeah.
I'm looking it up.
No, I was thinking about that too for like summer movies
Lance
because
Reddick.
there you go.
He also is in Horizon.
Yeah, he's like a bad guy in Horizon.
Think he was in Star Trek Enterprise?
I think so.
Probably. He's a good character actor.
Good actor in general. Like, he's fucking
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. Oh, I'll have to check that out. It's been a while since I've skimmed through Enterprise or any like old Star Trek series. Like every once in a while, I'll go back and do that. Played one of the humans indie.
No,
Oh,
I don't think he...
humanoids indies. Okay. I'll have to look that up later, Wordman. I'm not quite sure. Like the name doesn't ring the bell. I'm better with faces than I am names.
Here you go. Put it in the chat.
All right.
This is his wiki.
Okay. Let's retrick. Care.
He's gonna be.
He was in The
Zeus
Wire.
In Percy Jackson in the Olympics. He's playing Zeus.
Okay. 2014, he was in John Wick. Bosch.
Yeah, he was.
Predator.
Albert
Okay,
Wesker in
okay.
the Netflix Resident Evil series. I forgot about that. Oh god, that's how bad that fucking show is.
The only thing I know from it is like the one like one girl meets another girl in Umbrella and she does like a TikTok dance or something. That's all I remember
Yeah.
from that.
Yeah,
We'll
it's
get to
not
that
good.
show eventually, probably.
It's not good.
Which show was it?
Resident Evil on Netflix.
On Netflix.
Yep.
I
Specifically
don't.
Netflix.
That's not even
made.
blipping in my memory at all. Like, geez.
Sorry, I have a mouthful of food. I was trying to finish before we started, but work got a little crazy today, so we didn't get out at a good time there. I did a split, so start in the morning for 3 hours, go home for a few hours, come back, close up.
I hated doing splits. Those are never fun. Or going from one job to another. It's just like, ugh. Why bother?
Well, when you live as close as I do to my work, it makes it tolerable because I just walk up the street. I just live up the street from my work, so I just walk home, get some lunch, go to bed. I'll take like a little power nap and then come back and waste away the rest of the day. Because we got impending snow coming in, and that usually freaks people out. So they're just like, "Oh no, grocery store time. Gotta go get this and that before the storm hits. Get your storm chips." You guys have anything like that in the States?
Well, yeah, when it snows, that type of bullshit happens, at least here in Ohio.
We just freak the fuck out and shut everything down in Texas.
Oh yeah, sorry, because you get it like once every 365 days. It's just like ice pellets or hail or anything, and just like nope, can't handle this. You think
we
that
have no infrastructure for it, like at all.
Yeah.
So people can barely drive as is down here. Add a little bit of water, and then make it possibly black ice, and then, God forbid, actual ice.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. That's another thing too. I noticed about at least Americans. I think I don't know like, if it happens here, but like when it rains a lot, everyone freaks out. It's like, oh no, we can't do this, can't do this. Like it's raining, it's like it's raining. Turn the wipers on. Like rain doesn't phase us up here.
At least for down here, it's not the rain itself. It's just like we can't drive. Like they can't drive. Like, but it's also we have a lot of flood areas.
Okay.
So like we'll have sections of even part of the highway entrances and everything shut down because it's just flooded.
So it just gets too high, and you're like,
yeah, the city will shut down certain entrances or exits just depending on where it is. And at least down here, like Houston, I don't know if you remember seeing the pictures a few years back when it flooded.
Vaguely.
Oh yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same, kind of sort of around where I live. I live in southern-ish Ohio, down around the Ohio River. And yeah, if it rains a lot, yeah, it floods. Like there is like if it rains like a lot, there are some roads that even where I don't live close to the river, I can probably drive a couple minutes and be at the Ohio River, but basically we live in a place where the water wants to go, but people live here now, so the water can't go nowhere, so shit floods, and
yeah, it's not fun. It's
no.
You are stuck.
Yeah. So there's fucking high water signs and road closed signs when it rains a lot. And
the only other,
welcome to America.
I guess the big thing for us is that because like depending where you are, landlocked or higher up in the elevation, one straight road I have that goes up north. I swear to God, there's at least like a moose sign like every like 2 or 3 kilometers. It's like, beware of moose crossing the road. Beware of moose crossing the road. It's like, no, I'll never see this. Dead at night, 12 in the morning, you're driving home, and just, yeah, there's a moose. There's a moose. Stop. They'll fuck your shit up.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's deer here.
Yeah.
Fucking
Well,
deer
it'd be
signs
deer too,
everywhere.
but the more prevalent ones
Deer
are
and
mooses.
kids. Kids are though 50 points, so you can get
Claire.
Oh, that sent me back to like, oh, don't play Carmageddon. It's a bad game. You run over people for points. Jeez. I don't get nothing for running over moose.
A fucked up car, that's what you get.
Yeah.
free dinner.
I mean, if you hit it right, technically, yeah.
If they can't
Now,
get it, you
I'm
can't
thinking about those deer stories Jeff used to tell on the podcast and Rooster Teeth. It's like, I hit a deer, and then I was dating Griffin, and he told, like, I didn't want her to break up with me. She said, you have to go back and finish it off. And then I backed up, I started crying, and I hit the gas, and then the deer got up and ran away, and I was like, oh, thank God. And then I kept driving and hit another deer and killed that.
Yeah, there are places like if you do hit something, you have to check it and see if it can. First call like the forest rangers, depending on where you're at, and because if it's out of hunting season, you still have to report it because it's
Yeah.
for population control. And
Yeah.
if it is like beyond help, yeah, it's got to be killed. In some places, you can or cannot keep it. Depends.
Wereman's asking
Depends
Chad, have
on
you ever seen a
exactly-
moose and a bear together? No, I have not. I have seen a moose and I've seen a bear. I've not seen a moose and a bear together.
I think a bear would like run from the moose. I feel like the moose would win. 100%.
I don't know. I've never actually seen a moose and a bear like on film before either. So like,
Oh, I got some videos for you. I'll
I've never
share
seen a
with you
moose.
after.
I've seen a bear, a big black bear before. In that fucking park out west. Shit.
Yosemite?
Yellowstone.
Oh.
Yellowstone Park. It was when I was younger, when I was a teenager. It was after like there was a big fire in Yellowstone and a shit ton of places burnt up. And everybody thought it was going to be real bad, but it wasn't. It was actually really good because it got all the animals moving out of their regular habitats and got them moving. But when I went there and saw all the fire damage from this storm, it wasn't man-made, thankfully. All the fire stuff. It was a natural fire. Yeah, we had to pull over because big-ass fucking black bear just running down the goddamn road.
Hey, you're in its home, alright? It was just taking a stroll.
Yeah, also saw some free roam buffalo, some bison. Those things are fucking bigger.
You don't realize how big they are.
Yeah,
right?
those motherfuckers are big.
Whoa.
oh man, that just opened up a memory from one of the episodes of Last of Us, which we'll talk about soon. Of like them going by bison. It's just like has no one farming these things? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, there are places that I think. Well, I don't think they fully farm, but
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
there are places I know of them in Ohio that have bison, but they aren't as
Yeah.
big as like.
I think
Out
they
there
use
in
their
Yellowstone,
like
they are-
fur, but they don't go like up to them. They have to like wait for them to shed certain areas.
Right. Well, no, the domesticated ones,
Mhm.
they're more like cows here. The people who own them, like around in Ohio, in the more, let's just say, wild areas of Ohio.
Xenia. Only people
Okay.
from Ohio.
I know. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Poor Xenia.
Oh, it gets blown.
it's not one place, it's another. Ohio.
I'm
humor is
lost.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
But yeah, they use them for the fur, and depending on like how old they get, they'll eventually take them and use them for meat.
Okay.
Because bison meat is good. I've had bison steak and bison burger and stuff like that before.
I've never had anything. I don't know if you want to classify it as weird meat, like deer or bison or whatever like that.
Okay,
Not traditional meat. I've had
nothing non-hamburger, non-cow.
yeah, not like cow, chicken, turkey.
Right.
Like I never eat horse or anything like that. I think like the only thing like semi weird is duck. I had duck before once, and it was like it looked like raw bacon to me.
Yeah,
but it didn't taste raw. It was cooked, but it was like it was really good. Turducken, never had turducken.
Yeah, I've had swan. That's basically pretty much the same as duck.
Elk is pretty good.
Yeah, well, that's almost like a deer.
Yeah, it just feels. I don't know. It just tasted more fatty.
Mm-hmm. Like probably the weirdest thing that was like I've ever eaten that has been like the weirdest tasting but tasted good is probably fucking alligator. That shit.
Alligator,
yeah.
You're not in Florida. I know we're the Midwest Ohio, like Midwest Florida, but
well, you see, there's this place here in Ohio. It's called Jungle Jim.
I know Jungle Gyms.
Yeah, you know.
I have a Jungle Gyms. I have a Jungle Gyms in Canada.
Yeah.
Don't know if it's the same franchise or not, but
well, they bring in all weird fucking foods and meats and stuff from literally around the globe, and yeah, every once in a while, maybe once or twice a year, basically go to Jungle Gyms and get weird shit to eat.
You take a fucking trip to that, don't you?
Yeah, it's a big fucking deal, okay?
Yeah, just knowing where you're possibly around and where that is, it's like, man, you go.
Well, there are a lot of Jungle Gyms, okay?
No, there's only one, and that's all I think of. There is only one.
Cool. Well, I mean, we went on a weird tangent, a weird topic, but what we got? We talk about. We usually talk about what we've been playing lately.
Yeah, what have you been doing, Claire?
Hogwarts Legacy.
How is that?
How is that?
I finished it. I got 98% done on the challenges, and I can't find the last fucking side quest.
Oh wow!
But it was good. It's so pretty. The graphics.
I hear a lot of people. I hear a lot of people simping for this one teacher. She's like she's red hair, and
she's the herbology teacher. Ugh, she's pretty nice.
Yeah, those are a few of the memes I've seen circling around. What else have I seen circling around? I have seen people like the mod community has been pretty on point with it. I saw a mod of the opening because like in the opening, like after you create your character, you're in like a little stagecoach, right? And it's taking you to Hogwarts and a dragon attacks.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen the people that were in the stagecoach were Professor Oak from Pokemon, Sorcerer Mickey from Fantasia. The dragon was Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon.
I think
Mario was the stagecoach rider, and the horses. And the horses were Rainbow Dash from My Little Pony.
Yeah,
I am so
the horses
glad
were My Little Pony.
Dear Jesus Christ.
The Guardians were The Rock in his full like WWE wrestling gear. So it's like he's like bowed down with his full gear on, pulls a sword out. It's like
oh my God.
And I would say it's either a rival house or maybe goblins, but they changed it to be Grogu from The Mandalorian, Baby Yoda.
Grogu.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's pretty. The modding in that's pretty crazy.
The mod where they just pull out a pistol when you do Dava Kadavra.
Yes.
It's just immediately a pistol just gets drawn.
What have I seen? Oh yeah, I saw a TikTok where someone created their Hogwarts character to look like Anakin Skywalker. He's going up to the wand with the little ones. I was like, oh god.
No.
He's killing younglings.
But no, it's a really pretty game. Like you could just walk around, and you'll find random little instances with the students when they're practicing their magic or talking with each other. They're getting yelled at by their mom because one kid stole her signature to use the money from the bank. Just getting called out on it over and over. It's so I don't know. It's just a fun little thing to find.
Yeah. Still in the top. I was just taking a look at viewership on Twitch. It's still at the top. Like it's in like the top like 20, and that's pretty good for a single player experience.
Yeah, I mean, you can finish the whole game and still have a bunch still left to do.
Cool. Melanie's probably gonna pick that up because later on, because it's way too expensive right now. But she really wants it. It's just like, but right now, like we can't justify paying like the game would be like $90 here, and then I'd have to give up one of the consoles for quite a while for her to play it. So I was like, oh, let's try to rearrange that at a time.
You know, it'll go on sale. Yeah. It's a single player game.
I don't know. With all the attention it got, that's going to be one of those WB games where I feel like they're just going to keep it at full price for a little bit longer. Because like, how long did like Gotham Knights take to go on sale? Like 2 or 3 weeks, eh?
That's true.
Yeah.
It took a little while, but now you can find it pretty cheap. You know, same with all the Batman games.
Yeah, I looked at one of the more recent sales on Xbox, I think, and then like you could get all 3 Batman games for like $15.
Yep.
Speaking of Batman, if you guys haven't seen on stream, I got another Batmobile for my collections. It's the Val Kilmer one.
Nice.
Fortunately, the fin doesn't pop out or fold in, which I never understood the premise for that. Didn't quite get it.
Because it looks cool? I mean...
Sure.
Something aerodynamics? I don't know.
Well, what I've been doing there is I finally got myself a PlayStation 5. Local GameStop around here was doing...
What exactly was the little glow up deal that you got to get a PlayStation 5?
It was you trade in a PlayStation 4 Slim or Pro, and they would give you $250, $300 trade-in value for it.
Wow.
So I did that, and I had money built up. I actually had some late birthday money from the in-laws because there was a big mess with my mother-in-law who got the opportunity for a lifetime to go to Australia. She had a great time, all that. But as soon as she got home, she didn't get home. As soon as she landed in Canada, though, that was when like the gigantic snowstorm out in the West Coast happened, and she was stranded for a week and a half, 2 weeks, and also caught COVID on the way back too. So that wasn't fun. So like we had to have like a we had to have Christmas dinner without her. Unfortunately, we had her on our phones on Facebook, and it was like, hey, we're still here rooting for you. We'll save you a plate and all that. So I had money saved up from that, and then I think like out of pocket I paid like $280 out of my own money to get the system. I traded in like some games too and controllers, which I think I might have to go back and get a PS4 controller because for the PSVR, if I use a controller but it needs the light sensor with a camera, the PS5 controller obviously doesn't work, so might have to go get another PS4 controller again just for certain games. So yeah, I've been playing God of War Ragnarok on it recently. It's a pretty game.
Yes,
I like where the story's going.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck right off with the hand holding. I don't know if I said this on a game day stream, but my god, like they don't give the player any ample amount of time to figure out puzzles. Either Atreus or Mimir or Freya. It's just like, maybe if you do this, you could get to this. It's like,
hey, look at that over there.
Just give me a chance to like explore.
Mm-hmm.
No, you.
And as some people saw last night, we're in one of the other realms, and Freya was with me, and she's like, "You don't know what it's like losing a child," and I was just like,
bitch, you don't know. Okay, yeah. I mean,
Look, I don't. This isn't paint on my face. This is my daughter. This is my daughter, and
this is
also my wife,
daughter
my
and
first wife. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And then like he starts to explain like the events of the last 6 games and his brother too, and it's like she's like, oh. It's like, yeah, now you feel bad. You don't feel so bad to save your life now? She's like, no, that wasn't your choice to make. I was like, okay, fine. But yeah, I mean it's still a fine game. Like I'm enjoying it, but it's just like at some points you're just like, can I figure this out on my own? Can I play this on my own? There's no way to turn it off either.
Nope. Have you run into anything with side quests yet?
I've been I'll be honest, I've been actively avoiding the side quests because I heard they tack on like an extra 20 hours to the game.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Because like how long to beat already has like the main game at 25 hours, and like if you do all the side quests, it's another 25. I was like, I played it on the default, and I'm just letting it go.
Okay. Because I've played and I've beat it and everything like that. So.
And also that too.
If you've beaten it by next month, by next show, which I don't know if you will, depending on the pace you're going through, because you said you're with like Freya and stuff. It'd be interesting to hear your final thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah, we can come to that at the end there. Silent Hero posted someone clipped it too, so anyone wants to watch that, so it's in the Twitch chat. It's just like called Reading the Room. It was just like I think I went to a little pantomime. It was just like, what if like a little head popped up? It's just like, hi Freya, my name's I was Kratos' daughter, and the other one pops up and goes, oh, I was his first wife. We had a lovely relationship until Ares tricked them, and now we're here. Yeah, they're on his body for the rest of his life. Ain't no way that coming up.
I never liked how they didn't really go into depth about his, at least for his daughter, because that was the main reason for him going ballistic, and in his other games for vengeance, it's like he doesn't talk about him at all. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake.
I don't know, if I in a fit of rage accidentally killed my wife and daughter, I probably wouldn't want to bring it up all the time.
I don't know. It was just something I'm like, God damn it.
What else been doing? Yeah, you're just doing the occasional Fortnites with Mel. I've been playing actually a lot of Monster Hunter Rise off stream, just going in and like finding randos to beat up the monsters. Probably do another game day in that very soon. I have a ton of fun. Like I went cold turkey on Monster Hunter, and I never touched Dauntless because like I'm kind of burnt out on it. But then go away for a little bit and come back, and you're just like, oh man, this is so much fun to play this again.
Right, especially with the new movement mechanics and all the
getting all the doggo
stuff.
Yeah. The great wire bug stuff, I'm still trying to figure out how to do that effectively. But no, that's good. What else? Melanie and I went through the Halo campaign. That was a lot of fun. She never played a Halo campaign before. So we did Halo 1. A couple of bugs in that where like it wouldn't spawn us back at the right checkpoint, even though there's like tons of checkpoints we went by. I think that's it. I also checked out that Legion of Doom game on the Switch, where it's like if you don't have a mobile device or Xbox or PC and you want Vampire Survivors, it's right there, $5. It doesn't feel good, but I mean, if you have no other option, it's there. But they do have a couple of extra mechanics in there, like building statues to take out other hordes of enemies, and like a screen clearing spell that just slowly builds up over time. But the more you use it, it builds up even more. Or like the numbers keep adding up, so that's kind of interesting. And then also I'm working on a review for Final Fantasy 13, so I'm going back and replaying that. And if you follow me on Twitter, you get to see all my thoughts about every hour I play, because I'm doing it in hour chunks. And then I remembered that Troy Baker voiced Snow, and his fiance wife is named Sarah, and I put 2 to 2 together, and I was like, oh well, at least Snow's voice actor doesn't have to deal with the loss of anyone named Sarah. Oh wait, because it is the voice of Joel in The Last of Us, and his daughter's name is Sarah. Yeah. We'll talk to this but I gotta run this upstairs, but I almost said Claire, but we already talked about Claire and we talked about Hogwarts. Rob, what have you been up to? What have you been playing? What are you playing?
I've actually done quite a bit since I've been on here. I mean, I've already mentioned that I played through God of War, Ragnarok. I started streaming it, but then I stopped. Because I was streaming it, you know, the whole wife story thing, where if you don't know, I finally got my wife mic'd up for those type of streams and those type of games to where you can actually hear her randomly pop off about crazy weird bullshit, which a lot of time is funny. But eventually I stopped because, like, the game kind of just kept going, and there was a lot of stuff that I could talk to like with Johnny about like final thoughts and so on and so forth. But let's just say I stopped streaming it and just started recording it, and eventually I'll like release all of it on like YouTube and stuff. But other than that, the main thing I've been doing, obviously, is wrestling. But when it comes to wrestling, the main thing that me and some other people have been doing has been keeping an eye on WWE, the new WWE game that comes out here in the next couple of days, weeks, whatever.
Yeah.
Because it's at this point, it's gotten infuriating because. For a while, they were releasing some good news, some good stuff like, oh, we're doing this and we're doing this. Look at this. Hey, look, we got War Games now. Isn't it great? Here's some match videos and all this other type of stuff. But at this point, right now, all they're doing with their fucking streams and all this other bullshit is revealing superstar ratings. And it's like, I don't give a fuck how Liv Morgan is rated. I don't. Okay.
They seem to put a lot of time and a lot of prowess into the numbers. It's like, oh, I'm number this. It's like, cool. I'm not gonna use you.
Right? I mean, it's cool that you know they get a little moment to shine and all that type of stuff. That's fine, but tell me about the game. You know, it's like, what have you done to my Rise? What have you done to my universe? What have you done to my GM? Can you do anything new and weird with the play now? What about online? You know, there's so much shit that they have not revealed or given any info on. It's getting a little worrisome and a little infuriating at this point. But the game releases in like 13 days if you pre-order and get early access.
Mm-hmm. Which you have.
So yeah, guilty.
Rome doesn't care about ratings because he's gonna give himself 100.
Yeah,
you'll be a one above Roman Reigns.
Exactly. The funny thing is, I mentioned this on a game day, but Roman Reigns being at 99 and what he's doing and the story that he's on now. Okay, him being a 99 overall. I hope they do with Reigns what they like did with The Undertaker, because up until Reigns, The Undertaker was rated, the highest he's ever been rated is a 98. And after they did that, they had the Beat the Streak mode. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And hopefully, like in the future, once this Bloodline, like, story plays out, it comes to an end, maybe in a future 2K game, they'll come out with a Beat the Bloodline, or, you know, Beat the Tribal Chief, Beat the Chief, whatever they want to call it, type of thing, with Roman Reigns. I think that'd be a good type of thing. That's just me, shooting off at the mouth.
I think that was that one 2K14 with The Rock on the cover, and then the alternate cover that was Daniel Bryan, which apparently has someone's Twitter account on the bottom at MVP_Mike13. The hell is this guy?
But yeah, with everything that they got going on with 2K23, hopefully I will, and many others will not be disappointed when it finally comes out. But as it goes for like my regular wrestling show, which happens tomorrow, lots of crazy shit happening there. If you've been tuning in, Silent Hero can attest to that because currently the craziest thing that I've got going on is a 4-way rivalry between myself, Silent Hero, Johnny Viral, and Woody Man. That is it's been fun, but it's also been a pain. Because I've had to work and go the extra mile. I've had to record and edit things and put things on the stream, and but it's worked out. It should be interesting. All of that culminates obviously tomorrow night before the next big pay-per-view. And of course there's a whole lot of other stuff going on, like freaking Claire. I mean, her character, she's trying to get back a title. She lost, and a whole bunch of stuff. It's neat. If if you're one of those people that haven't checked it out, tomorrow night, 7 p.m., it'll be there. But probably the main thing that I've been doing recently is it's not been on stream. It's been more for myself. I've been playing a little game called Persona 5 Royale.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
A long ass RPG.
Yes, it is. And if you can recall, it's been some time now, but I originally played Persona 4 Golden on the PC, streamed it, all that type of stuff. Loved that game. Loved that game. So, Persona 5 Royale on Game Pass. It was finally time. It's like, all right, I'm playing this game. Playing it. And to give people a non-spoilery indication of where I am, I am about to take on the hacker group. And
Is this one of those things that like Sega and Atlas are just like, don't you dare stream this at this point, and everyone else does?
Well, I'm sure, but it's just an indication of where I am in the story because it's a long game. But I'm about ready to take on the hacker group, and I just got the new character. It's a female character you get from that. But now I will say one thing, and I don't know if anybody here, like in the chat or anything, has played Persona 5 Royale. Are there any characters that maybe that you don't like?
Sound Hero says he's only played vanilla.
Well, okay. Is there any characters in Persona 5 that you don't like? Anybody? Akechi? Okay. All right, I can understand that. I know who you're talking about.
I don't know Akechi. I don't know any of them. I know
it's a specific person. And the thing is, here's the thing. I love Persona 4. I loved the gym teacher was a big jerk off, but I'm talking like main cast of people that you interact with. Akechi is one of them, and I could get where you might not like him. Unfortunately, after playing for hours and hours and hours and hours at this point, I have started to not like fucking Ryuji, the blonde-haired idiot. I don't. Oh god, I hate him so much.
Someone's hating that. Someone's hating that idiot.
He's a. Okay, I get the possible type of character they were trying to go with him, but he's a fucking idiot. He does not learn. He's constantly doing stupid shit. And it's like, seriously? I understand you're a teenager. I understand you're a kid, but seriously? You know? You know, again, I can understand the type of character they were going for. You know, they're going for like this lovable, you know, he screws up, but he has well intentions, but a lot of times he just seems to screw up for the sake of screwing up. It's like seems almost like he's doing it on fucking purpose. Cause he just can't control himself. Yeah, I know why he is the way he is. I've seen all that, but it's like, come on, you gotta grow, you gotta evolve eventually. And it's not like I don't feel for the dude, you know, in his story, but all the other characters, be they guy, gal, whatever, in Persona 4 and in 5, they all change. You know, they evolve. At this point, I'm not seeing that with Ryuji. And it's like, I actually hate the fact that I don't like this character, as stupid as it sounds, because come on, man.
Wow.
But yeah, I've been playing a lot of Persona 5. Where are you up to again? I'm up to the hacker group. Medjed is the name of the hacker group. Medjed. I'm getting ready to take on them, and I just got Futaba is the main character's name.
I'm holding a copy there of the 2K14. It just got me ideas that we were talking about before, and I need to talk to you about after the show. We could probably get that going soon, because Mania is a month away, right? It's like first week of April, right?
WrestleMania. Yeah, April.
It's in April.
April 1st, April 2nd. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. I remember when Mania 17 was oh, sorry, British people, X7. It's not 17, it's X7. Sorry. And that's WrestleMania 25 is not the 25th anniversary. It's like, no one fucking cares. I swear to God, it's British wrestling fans and British YouTubers that only care about that shit. 17 it was on April Fool's. I missed that, and then I heard about it in college. I was like, oh my God, what? Stone Cold turned heel. He's lying with Mr. McMahon. I was like, oh, it's for an April Fool's joke. And then I watched the next Monday Night Raw. And I was like, oh, nope, this is a thing. Okay. But yeah, I have an idea. I gotta talk to you about that afterwards. Oh God, I had Mini on the mind there. But yeah, that's what we've been up to, and we've been talking about. I want to talk about, if I can get the video up on here, because The Last of Us was is going to be the last topic. We'll talk about that. But one of the things I noticed in it Oh, Silent's asking what month are you in Persona?
What I want to say July. It's the summer, so it's July.
Where do I have this on here? So yeah, there is in the most current episode of Last of Us, which was Left Behind, there was there's a scene where they play video games. Can I get actual footage on this without No, I can't. Okay, we'll just have to go with it without visual aids. So I'll spoil at least this part of it there before we talk about the actual show in the next segment. But there's a scene where Ellie and Riley are playing Mortal Kombat 2, which I have to, the main question I have for this series as a whole is how much did Ed Boon and NetherRealm pay HBO to have this much Mortal Kombat 2 representation in the show? It's all over the place, which is kind of funny. But they were playing the game accurately. Riley even knew how to do some of the fatalities, which I will kind of question when we get to that point. But it got me thinking a lot, and at work, and I'm like, when you're watching people pretend to play video games and TV and movies, how much of that is actually accurate? Not a whole lot. Because a lot of them don't either have the rights to use certain things. And I remember like several shows, like I see people playing on a Nintendo, like an NES.
Yeah.
But then I hear like Atari 2600 sounds coming out of it.
Right.
Most notably like Pac-Man, Donkey Kong. Wordman says the most accurate video game playing is Nick Arcade. We talking about the green screen thing? Is that the thing with Nick Arcade? Is that the green screen thing? Or
no, I think Nick Arcade was like the game show where you answered questions and then you went over and you played like an arcade game like War of the Monsters or something like that.
Okay. That's not the one where they put you in the game, right? Because isn't that the one like someone like I have to Google this now. I'll YouTube this.
It is. Oh, it is. Okay.
It is. Okay. I swear to God, nobody has ever won that thing. It's kind of like in Britain when you're playing Nightmare. That's the one where it's like you're in a complete chroma key room. One kid's got a helmet on, he can't see, but everyone else can see the projection on the TVs, and he has to no, Billy, you got to go right. And they have to like guide them through, or if they fall off, they die.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of unique for the time. Kind of wish they brought that back, but anyways, I'm thinking of also too, like, there's one where it gets like half and half, and that's the Wizard. Because like sometimes they play the games right, sometimes they don't. And then sometimes the games are playing itself, like at the end of the first round of eliminations, like everyone's playing Ninja Gaiden. But like when everyone puts down the controllers, like, all right, that's time, everyone put down your controllers, and you can see like they're fighting like the third boss and it's still going. It's like so they're not playing the games. But like sometimes they don't get the terminology right. There's one I remember, it's ingrained in my head. It's Paul Rudd and Seth Rogen in 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Yeah.
Playing Mortal Kombat Deception. One of them was using that weird gamer chair that had like the handles on there.
They had the sticks, and the other one was like using a weird like.
The other one was playing
he
was playing an N64 controller. Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of them was using only one half. Yeah, they're just going like tap, 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 tap. Like, my gosh, not the same controllers, not the same console, and the part of the gamer chair that like you're using half the controller because the other half's over there.
Mm-hmm.
Which that thing was a real product.
Yep.
And I can't believe I still remember this, but when Spike TV used to have those video game shows that tried to be like more edgy and adult, the chair had built-in rubble features. So it being Spike TV, can you imagine the segment that they had involving said chair?
Oh my god, that just reminds me.
Let's get a girl in a bikini. We're gonna put 2 different games and see which ones vibrate the best.
But yeah, I know what you're talking about, because there's like the famous random scene in Charlie's Angels of the kids who play Final Fantasy VIII.
Yes, they're playing Final Fantasy VIII with 2 controllers.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that one game on PS2? Oh, right. That trans vibrator adapter you get from Japan, and you play Res with it. Yeah, there's a famous segment on that old website about that. But if you don't want to try and hunt down the internet, I mean, Kid Icarus, I think, did a episode about PS1 and 2 accessories, so it's on there. MedJed, I kind of remember them.
No, he's talking about Persona still.
Oh, so we're still in Persona here.
But there was this one show. I'm blanking on the name. It's an older show. It's like a sitcom. It featured video games. They were all made up. I think except for a few when they had like a marketing type thing for like Halo or whatever. Where like it was about this guy, but he worked at a Best Buy, but he was also like a secret agent or something that was like really smart.
Oh,
you know what I'm
Chuck.
talking about? Chuck, that's the fucking name. Chuck. Yeah,
Point Break. That was the movie.
I remember there being video games on that and it being completely wrong a lot of the time.
Captain N. No, I wouldn't say Captain N, because Captain N's more like based in video games. I'm just talking about like, a show that's not based around video games, but they mention video games here and there, and they never played right. The one that I remember they played it accurately was Fanboys. Did you ever see that one?
I'm unsure personally.
It's I can't remember all the actors are in there, but basically it takes place in 96, and it's a group of guys that are like all excited because Star Wars Episode 1's going to release, and then and then one of them is
they try and go and see the movie. Yes.
Yeah, they try to break it early because one of their friends is dying of cancer, doesn't know if he's going to make it to the premiere. So like one of the opening scenes they're like in Buddy's garage, they're all playing Mario Kart 64, and it's accurate. Like they have the controllers of the game and they're playing it. Like, cool, you got it right.
Yeah.
I will say though, one of my favorite moments of people like pretending to play video games on screen is Beau Bridges in The Wizard, and he plays like your dad. Who he takes the controller and he does because all dads in the 80s played Nintendo like that. They thought if they moved the controller like this, it got them an extra jump.
Yep. Probably okay. Does all right? I'm outing myself here as a kind of I watch a certain show with my wife. It's kind of a weird like comfy show type of thing, guilty pleasure, so to speak. Anybody here watch like Law and Order SVU?
No, I've seen bits and pieces of it, but like every SVU or every Law and Order kind of just blends into each other at some point.
Well, here's the thing: in some of the more recent episodes I've been watching, because I don't watch them when they come out, just watch them like on the thing. But on some of the more recent episodes of like Law and Order SVU, the main detective lady, it's the one with Ice-T in it.
Yeah.
The main detective lady, Olivia Munn,
No, not Olivia Munn.
Not Olivia Munn, but her name is Olivia. The name Stabler might ring a bell, but anyway, it's the woman. She's the captain. She has a son. Okay, at this point, in case you haven't seen it, and she takes her son to see like this other family, who's like has a half brother. It's a convoluted fucking story, but essentially, this other family buys this little boy a PlayStation 5 for Christmas because, they're nice. They're a nice family. Okay. Whatever. So it's so that he can play Red Dead Redemption on the PlayStation 5.
Ah!
What?
Yeah. And I swear
Please
to
tell
God,
just one or two.
That's all they said is Red Dead Redemption. So I'm guessing it's the first one. All right? And like some stuff happens and it's like, oh, you need to go stay with this family. You can take your stuff and you can go play Red Dead Redemption with Billy on his PlayStation 5. It's like, oh God, that's not how that works.
You couldn't even play Red Dead Redemption on the PS4.
So
I would love to see them actually trying to play.
I hope they have PlayStation Plus Ultimate and have a good internet connection.
So yeah, that's the most recent thing. It never shows them actually playing.
That's what makes me sad. I would love to see what they're actually showing.
Actually doing with the controller.
Showing Dragon Age Inquisition on a Dragon site, and it was another law detective show, and I remember them playing it, and I'm like, oh, that just came out. That's really fucking cool. And that's the only time I've ever seen a game actually being played on a screen.
Yeah, because a lot of times it's like behind the camera, you just hear like weird sound effects and such, but
you see them bashing a controller or something.
Yeah, they're kind of like, I gotta beat you this time.
And they're playing Overwatch.
They're gonna play on the Nintendo. That's the mom thing. Is like, I like a Nintendo, please. What kind of Nintendo? It's like a Nintendo. No, Nintendo. Don't you know what a Nintendo is?
It's like when they were asking for Skyrim V. Or...
Skyrim V. Oh, I remember seeing TikToks of someone going like, I used to work at GameStop and telling people, no, Fortnite is a free game. You cannot buy it. And everyone, I was just like, it came out physically before the BR mode.
It did. Mm-hmm.
Like, my God, like, I mean, it's a low print run, and like, if you want a copy of it now, it's going to cost you over $100.
It's out there.
It existed. Really? Yes. That's the thing. Like that. Yeah. That's how Epic has changed the narrative. Like, people are so familiar with Fortnite just being a battle royale. No, Fortnite was the base building game first. I watched several people stream it, and I thought, oh, this will be fun. I can't afford a $90 game right now, so I'll just wait till it goes down in price. And then they saw PUBG getting popular. You've played that part? Yeah, so have I. Like that stuff's good. Like I like that mode. Like I'm surprised they actually still you've beaten it? Oh Jesus. I have not beaten that yet. Like that's too much time investment in that, but yeah, no, a lot of people are just like, wait, didn't this game come out? Or oh, this is just an early access. I'm like, no, it's a full-fledged game. It was burned to a disc.
Yep.
Like, am I crazy? I'm not crazy. It was an endeavor. Oh, I would bet. But anyways, that's kind of like my, I guess we could call this a middle segment of yapping about accurate game playing skills on television and movies. I can't think of a more recent one other than Last of Us, which we'll talk about in a bit there, but I think first we should talk about our game of the month. I'm just gonna pull up the Discord here to bring it up, but yeah, now we can actually go back onto this thing here. So Yeah. So Dragon Age Inquisition, the third in the series. Funnily enough, like I went to a used store and they had it on the 360. I was like, wait, this came out on the 360?
Yeah,
It
older
was
than
one
you
of those.
realize.
Yeah.
It was like a release game on the Xbox One.
All right. Claire, I'm gonna get you to take point on this. Like, unfortunately, with my schedule, I did not have time to pick this. I have not played a Dragon Age game, but I'm looking to start like Origins at some point because I like
mean,
BioWare.
It's in the name. It's a good place to start.
Yeah.
You'll have a
But
good time.
let's say like, you know, with my schedule, it's like I can't start up in, Dragon Age Origins. How much of the series should I know about before playing Inquisition, or is Inquisition a good one to start with?
Well, here's the thing. If you play Dragon Age Origins and Dragon Age 2, they're just like Mass Effect, all right? There are major story beats and decisions that you make in those games that can affect the subsequent ones. Just, again, like Mass Effect, which is why Dragon Age was a big deal, like Mass Effect. And in Dragon Age Inquisition, if you want, you can do essentially like what you did with Mass Effect 3 if you didn't play or Mass Effect 2 for that matter, if you didn't play the first or the second one, where you can go through this like little like comic book story type thing and basically make the decisions that you possibly would have made in those games had you played them.
Okay.
And Dragon Age Keep, that's how a lot of people, and you want to see certain decisions.
Mm-hmm.
You just make a whole new world with different choices just to see what would happen.
Yep.
And it's updated where you have the Dragon Age Inquisition choices in there, so in the future, in Dreadwolf, we'll probably be able to import it too.
Yeah, because there is a new Dragon Age on hopefully very soon horizon as well.
Hopefully this year, but if not,
I don't.
You say that, and I just saw someone retweet a photo of the Incredibles meme where the kid is like he's like Mr. Incredible is BioWare.
Yes, I just retweeted that. Yeah.
It's like, what are you waiting for? I don't know. Dragon Age 4, I guess.
Me too.
Me too.
I mean, I'm hoping near the end of this year, like for around Christmas time. If not, I understand.
Nope.
I'd rather have a good game and not people being burned out.
Yeah. So, what's your take on Dragon Age Inquisition as a whole, Claire?
Fucking great. Let me tell you, the best feeling I had about that game is when I pressed A and my character fucking jumped.
That's, you know what? I feel you. Yes. I get that because
yes, in Dragon Age Origins, Dragon Age 2, you could not jump even though there's like these little boxes. You're like, you should be able to get over these motherfuckers. 25 minutes or 30 minutes into the actual play game, it says press A to jump over logs, and my brain just went broke and hit like an epiphany. It's like, I can jump.
Yeah, because if you don't know what she's talking about, Dragon Age Inquisition, it is a tiny bit more action oriented compared to Dragon Age 2, and especially Dragon Age Origins, because
100,
yeah, Dragon Age Origins is based heavily off those like CRPGs,
it's
like Baldur's Gate and stuff.
Click.
Yeah, except again, it's what made Dragon Age Origins such a big deal and such a really good game, is because it used that as a basis, but it was in full 3D, like you see in front of you, and it's why everybody went nuts, because it had a great, obviously, BioWare story. But even though you were running around full 3D, and it's like you would just want to like jump over
chairs,
a fucking fence or something just to get over to a goddamn chest or just anything.
It's like your character can fucking go over this, and you're like, I can defend the world from the old gods and the Archdemon. but
Yeah.
fuck this one stack of chairs.
Right?
I'm in trouble.
You can't jump the curve. Sorry. You can defeat a dragon. You can't jump over a fence.
The
Sorry.
amount of times I've bullshitted my way around jumping in DAI is just amazing. Because there's certain things like in DA, in Dragon Age Inquisition, the one of the DLCs. It's the one where you meet the last Inquisitor. Basically, there's certain things you have to get for side quests, and it's not thing that you absolutely need. But if you want to be a perfectionist, you just go for it. You have to jump over trees. You have to make some little leap of faith little things, and I jumping's amazing.
McCain Super Fries and Maytag are not a part of the game. It's just ads are starting to play. I really should have, like, if I'm gonna continue doing stuff like this, especially if I feel like reacting to stuff on my own channel, I really should get YouTube Premium to get rid of the ads.
Your choice. Oh, and let me ask you this: whoever's played, how long, when you make your character, how long do you spend on average making your character?
That's not a good question. Because
Shut
there are so many factors that come into it, because there's a story point, because depending on what your character is will determine how people
No. I'm
them.
just asking. You're creating your character. You don't know what the story is. Like in any game, even in this one, you're creating a character. Your first time, you're opening the window, see the default character, and it's like, all right, would you like to change it? You're changing it. How long does it take for you to say, all right, this is how I want that character to look?
Oh, like bare minimum, depending on the complexity, obviously, of the creator.
Let's just say in Dragon Age Inquisition. Like, on your first time, how long did you think you spent on average?
It's got to be bare minimum like 30 minutes.
Yeah, I spent like a good hour.
Yeah,
creating my first character.
I mean, for lengthy games like this and like Mass Effect, like you're gonna be staring at this character for like 30 plus hours minimum.
Exactly.
So you want something to look good to look at.
Yeah.
Lately though, for like some of these games, I think last time it gave me this opportunity was I want to say Andromeda, and Melly and I just stuck with the default writer character.
I like them. For that one I spent about 45 some minutes, just because I'm like, all right, I have an idea. I already had an idea getting ready for the game. I was like, here we go. But this one I spent like probably an hour.
Right, but also
I will say the mechanics for the fighting is much better.
Yeah, because they went it upset a lot of people. I remember people being upset, and there have even been leaks about Dreadwolf, and people are upset again about how they're making it too actiony. All right, and in this one, it was because they pretty much added a jump button, and they made it so that you press a button, and if you wanted, okay, you could turn it off. You could play how this person right there was playing for a second, that you saw with like this whole tactical high up camera and stuff, and you can choose all the actions and stuff, or you could play like from behind the character, you're the one swinging the swords or slinging the spells and stuff. You got to choose. All right, but I can remember people being, see, there's the jumping around. Yes, but people were
just losing their shit because it's not the point. And hey, I want the original DAO, which I get. It's nostalgic, but it feels much more fluid with what they had with DAI.
Yeah, Inquisition yes.
For Dreadwolf, they're going with more of like a God of War, I guess.
Yeah, that's what
I've heard.
It's been leaked. It's supposed to be more.
I'm not 100% that's going to ever be, but either way, from that leak, it looks gorgeous.
Yeah, it looks great, because I mean, heck, even looking at this, if this is like the Xbox One version, even to this day, this looks
awesome,
really good.
Like compared to like what you're expecting for when you were coming from DA2, you're like,
Mhm.
all right,
Yeah.
Yeah, because Dragon Age 2 and even Dragon Age Origins, those are straight up. I mean, you can play them on PC and you can make them look a little better, but like Dragon Age 2 and Dragon Age Origins, those were like 360 era games through and through.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas this one, obviously, it was like a release, like I mentioned, for like the Xbox One. It came out again on the 360, but if you played it like on the PC or the Xbox One, it looked and ran really good. But I mean, in this day and age, now if I were to go and I were to play it again, I would definitely play it with what a lot of people know about the game. Definitely play it on the computer with some of the mods, because there are some antiquated, at this point in time, mechanics and stuff like that in the game that waste your time, I guess you could say, that are like, I don't want to deal with that like mods on the PC can take care of very easily and quickly.
Ugh, modding was just everyone's favorite thing to do, and I'm like, I only play on Xbox. I can't have the pretty dresses and hairstyles. God damn it! Can't be a princess defeating a dragon.
But yeah,
So-
overall,
It was
Okay, Claire.
it was an amazing game.
yeah, it's amazing. All right. Anything in particular that points out that's really good or interesting there, Claire?
As a whole, or just
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about the game as a whole here.
Well, I'm thinking like we were talking about combat style and stuff. You know what? One of the things with the cutscenes,
Mm-hmm.
they actually felt pretty natural. They like there was of course computery like robotic moves, which is gonna happen no matter what. But they felt really nice. It was like actually watching a small little animated movie. I'm like, oh, this is good. Because in DAO, of course, and DA2 even, it was much more everyone standing still, talking to each other. Don't move.
Yeah, it was that whole back and forth thing.
Yeah,
And this
which
one,
still you're getting and that's just limitation. But then DAI, it's like, oh, you have people moving. You had Varric and Cassandra about to go drop each other's asses. It was great.
yeah,
Drop them asses. Give me a sec.
Um,
I heard a beep on my headset. I think it might be dying. I just gotta plug it in.
Spaghettios. Oh, and then the biggest thing, of course, you could play Kunari for the first time.
mm-hmm.
That was fun.
Could also ride the bull.
No, that's one thing I will never do. I will never romance the bull or Dorian, because their love story is one of my favorite. I replayed Dragon Age Inquisition again, and every single time I'm like, I have to keep those two, just keep walking around in a certain area to make them fucking talk so they can start screwing each other because they have the best fucking relationship in the world. I am not breaking those two up. That is a headcanon I will never
Mhm.
break. They are always together. They are always going to have a happy ending, so fuck everyone else.
So yeah, Claire likes the game a lot, but
I
here's
love it. I have a Seeker necklace.
Mm.
So I know that's not huge, but for me that's pretty huge because I don't have a lot of stuff like that anymore.
Well,
Mm.
unfortunately, I'm about to probably make you a little bit mad here, Claire, because
You make me mad anyways. Go for it.
because here's the thing. I never initially. I did eventually. I never initially finished Dragon Age Inquisition.
Okay. All right.
Now, do you want to guess why?
I'm trying to think what could stop you. Would it be the war table missions?
That's one part of it, but it was just overall. There's too much fucking game.
Fuck off. That's the best part. There's so many things.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's too much. There's too much. Okay.
Did you just throw out Skyrim the moment you opened the game? You're like, nope. This
Well,
isn't too big of a forest.
Here's the thing.
Fuck
Here's the
this
thing.
world.
All right, Claire. See, here's the thing. in Dragon Age Inquisition, what happens, it's also what happens a lot in mobile games. All right. It's once you reach a certain point, the game literally throws everything at you at once. That's what happens, and it's over fucking whelming.
How do you play the game? And do you just go do story missions and that's it?
No.
And then maybe side quests here and there?
No. What happened is like, like the first area you start in, it's great,
The
right?
hinterlands. Or
Yeah.
you mean
All right, there's a lot of shit. Eventually, I got tired of that fucking place because
Yeah.
it just kept throwing shit at you, and I wanted to leave, and it wouldn't let you leave.
You
yet.
could leave. You were allowed to leave. Did you not? You could leave? Were you
No.
just stuck in the?
No.
Yes.
You could not leave right away.
Yes, you could.
No, you can't.
Yes,
When
you
you
can.
first start, you cannot leave the hinterlands until you go through certain story bits.
Which story bit did you get stuck in? And
I
if you
didn't-
say going to the horseman, no.
No, not the horse guy. I'm sorry, it's been a while since I've actually played. But I remember being like, okay, there's this big place. I'm going to go and explore.
Okay.
That's the first thing because the hinterlands
It's such a
for a
fun one.
first.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It's fun initially, all right, but you keep finding more and more, and this is a starting area.
You're
and
just
eventually,
talking about like going through. I think they did that just to get you used to the combat systems, start leveling
oh,
up.
no
so you can-
doubt, no
And then
doubt,
you're also getting points for your war table, so you can fucking leave and go look at other places and then come back.
exactly.
Did you just?
I
Not do
get
that?
I get why they did it, but from a overall gameplay standpoint, once you go and you get your horse and you're able to leave, I am tired.
I never
okay.
got that feeling.
You never got that feeling? Okay,
Never.
because once you get out, and you go to other areas, and you get a castle in the game. Okay, essentially, it's like a keep castle, whatever you want to call it, and yeah, and from then on, once you get out of the hinterlands, that is when the game throws everything at you: the war table, the Inquisition stuff, all the side quests, especially if you have like the DLC. The DLC will just be like, oh hey, yeah, DLC thing over here, DLC thing over there, DLC thing over there, and
But
also
you're not doing them all at once. It's like, okay, let me get this started, and then you're doing because there's a time frame on the war table, so you just get that started and you can go somewhere else. But when you say you're leaving the hinterlands, you can't leave. I landed there. I got in. I got done with the cutscene, and I already had some. I just wanted to explore maybe like 20 minutes. I got some war table stuff done, and then I went to the Storm Coast.
I don't know. Then it must be the way.
I think it's the way you just played. It's like
I just
can't-
played the game. Then
you just
okay.
you just went in and it went everywhere in hinterlands,
Yeah,
which
because-
is fine. I've done that before too on one of my playthroughs, but
because
Oh
when
my
it
God.
because here's the thing, when it was getting to the fucking point where I was doing these side quests, and like the shit that I got in another side quest, and it was supposed to be this big like mystical sword from this cave, and this other sword that I got that I found in a box was more powerful than this so-called magical mystical sword. I was like, okay, I need to get the fuck out of here. Okay, there's something wrong. But essentially, it's with that, I essentially ran into, again, it might have been somewhat my fault, but it's just that pacing of like, it seemed to start and stop and start and stop and stop and start and stop. And you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do this, which, RPG, that's fine. But it did not, it like I said, it threw everything at you at once and said, here's everything, do what the fuck you want. Instead of being like, okay, here's this thing, figure out how to do this thing. All right, you figured out that thing? Here's a new thing to complicate that bullshit that you just figured out. Now figure that out. It did not have a seamless progression compared to like the older like Dragon Age Origins, because like here's the funny thing is, okay, in Dragon Age Inquisition, unlike like Origins, you can just straight up go and find and fight dragons. They're just out there in the world. You can fight them, right, Claire?
You have to, they're gonna be level based. You don't want to fight it like, but you also have to go through some missions and even side missions to get war table points to even open areas.
To find these areas, and once you have those areas, there are just dragons there, and you can fight them, and they are not easy.
And you also have to keep going back to, just like in DA Origins, and even in 2 for some things, you got to go talk to your friends.
Mm-hmm.
That is one thing one of my friends, we just got her to play Origins for the first time this year, and she didn't go talk to them at all. We were like, hold the fucking first off, she let the dog die on accident because she forgot to go save him. She let the dog die. Yeah.
Damn.
And she almost she totally didn't even realize you could go back and talk to somebody. So first off, we screamed at her for that. She's like, I didn't know I could get a dog. Yeah. And then she almost killed Sten because she left him in the cage. But we were like, go back to Ostagar now. So if I bought her DAI when it was like really, really on sale for like $7, and I am very scared of what the fuck she's going to do because she didn't talk to anybody. So everyone's still wearing their basic gear when they're fighting Flemeth.
Ooh.
We got her to win. So I'm imagining like her, like what you said, throwing everything at her at the hinterlands. She's gonna probably be like that, where she's just gonna keep going and going and going, which is fine because if you're people like me, you like hearing these stories. And I don't know, maybe it's different for you. I like stories. I could just spend all day.
I like. That's why I went around the hinterlands and found and tried to do everything, because it's like I remember some of the best stories from like Origins and stuff were the side characters, the side stories.
Exactly.
Right. So that's what I did. It's like, all right.
And it may just be a personal preference. It's like some people.
Exactly.
Like, yeah. For me, I'm like, keep it coming. I want it all.
But essentially is what happened is like once I got through with all that, got out, and instead of me dictating the pace, the game started dictating, be like, do all this shit. Here it is. Now
it just
do
gives
it.
You the options. It's like
exactly. It gives you the option, but
it doesn't
flashes
you.
Well, you see, that's just it. When it flashes everything at you, it's like, here's this, here's this, here's this, here's
hey,
this.
Brand new place here if you want to
exactly.
do it.
And
it's not like, telling you, hey, you must go here, bitch. Go now. Oh my, sorry, my dog is trying to eat all my wires underneath my desk. She's mad. I know, Rogue doesn't want to finish anything. I know. I'm sorry. He's being. I know. He just wants to kill all the dragons.
Well, I defeated like 3 of them.
When I killed all of them, I was like, I am now the genocider. I now know what my ancestors felt as colonizers.
Because the thing is, eventually, it's like once I got started, it's like, okay, could you not pace these out? Maybe just a little.
No, okay. you didn't leave for them to be paced out. You just stayed. Because at one point it's like, okay, go back to Haven and go talk to the Grand Clerics, and then after you do that you get more stuff. I feel like you didn't do that first after talking to Mother Giselle.
I probably didn't. Odds are
after
I played the game. I played it the way I wanted to play it, like I did.
Fine.
But yeah, well, it also got me made the game frustrating and made me stop, because I was like, all right, I don't want to deal with all this shit all at once. I don't want to have to, get out a fucking notebook and be like, all right, I'm gonna do this and then this and then this. Okay.
I feel like you wouldn't have to do that. Maybe it's just how I see the game. Like it's easy to find things. It's like, all right, I need to go here now. That's it. Let me just finish this quest because I really want to see what it does. I'll go finish this really, and then you're done.
Yeah, but also there was the fact that one of the things I definitely did not like was the war table.
I will say I like the look of it. It was fun.
It was a good
But
idea,
like
but it
how
was
long some of this stuff did. Like to go talk to your hero at Ferelden, 24 hours.
yeah, that was bullshit. It's
I'm like,
basically
and I just got a fucking letter. I'm like, no,
yeah,
no.
it's basically bullshit. Old school mobile mechanics like time
Some of
gating
them I
stuff.
didn't mind, like resources. Like, okay, yeah, if I want to build something, yeah, resources. But
Right,
I wish
because yeah,
the
some of
biggest
that
issue
stuff.
I had with that was the Skyhold, and I'm so sorry for interrupting. Was the I couldn't get my Skyhold to be more personalized. I only had like 4 or 3 things. Like you had the tower, you had the courtyard, and then you had tower, courtyard. Oh, and then the front garden area. That's all you could to make it like different. And I'm like, I want it more
Really?
personalized. Yeah.
Because when I last played it, like you could change
Well, I'm not talking
statues
about
and
the front.
banners and
Yeah, that's fine. Like I wish there was more, but like the main upgrades, like you could have the mage tower or the Templar tower. You can have your garden to be more relaxing or more medicinal herbs, or you can have your front courtyard be a training ground or a hospital area. And that was it. And they didn't really do anything. I'm like, I wanted these to be more personalized, more
because I'm pretty
options.
sure you could.
Yeah, you could personalize the look, but there was
Yeah.
3 main upgrades. Were
Oh,
those
you're
3.
talking about like upgrades.
Yeah,
Okay.
like I want to upgrade. Stop trying to eat the wires. Sorry. There was only those 3, and I'm like, they didn't really change the look of it too much. I'm like, I want more. I want more, and I don't mean just like I want my front area to have your Legion throne, and I want a Ferelden rustic-looking table set with a Dalish banner. No, I'm not talking about that. Those were cool. I would have liked more, but I'm talking about just those upgrades to Skyhold. I'm like, God damn it, where's my catapults? Cullen should be calibrating those motherfuckers. Where are they?
Essentially, all those upgrades were pretty superficial, is what you're saying.
Right, and they didn't really give me anything more. I'm like,
okay,
why didn't I get like maybe more damage resistance to magic if I got the Templar, or if I got more magic, my healers got more magic, or increased healing or something, you know?
Right, because eventually you do, if you do get a whole fucking magic place where you can do stuff.
Yeah, that's another thing. You couldn't upgrade your own skills like how you used to do in DAI and DAO and 2. You had to use actual upgrades on your armor and weapons. Like I couldn't increase my willpower anymore. I was like, what the fuck is this shit? You actually had to look at your stats and see what you wanted to wear.
I know. It's essentially what it is, and they've even BioWare and the people that worked on it, they came out and said this about Dragon Age Inquisition, that everything was created, and at the last minute they threw everything and brought everything together to make that game. And
for the most part, for hell yeah.
Yeah, and in a lot of places it shows. For good and for bad. But overall, Claire's obvious fangirling about the game is very warranted.
Mm-hmm.
And
the other things was then you could actually customize your character, like what they were wearing. Like they had everyone had a set of clothes that they would wear when they were fighting. There's different versions, like upgrade 1, 2, or 3, but the look would change from like what fabric and what properties and stuff was on it. I liked that. Like, I liked having Varric looking like kick-ass in his suave-looking shirt, being all pink. It wasn't always just in DA2. You couldn't even do that. DA1, everyone
No.
had this. The armor just was like painted on.
Cool. So, just checking the Discord. Unfortunately, we did not get any insights from the do-gooders, but that's okay. I mean, we highly encourage everyone for the next game for the next month to tell us your thoughts on it. And I believe it is Rope's turn for the
Yes.
game.
So, I mean,
What have
good
you
that I'm here
selected?
now, and I will have to come back next month because the next game up for Game of the Month, it's definitely something unique. It's a free game, but unfortunately, you can only play this game 2 places. One of them is on the computer, on Steam.
Man.
No, not. Damn it, Claire. No. It's on Steam. It's free on Steam, but it is also on your mobile device, such as a phone.
Mobile device.
Raid Shadow Legends. Oh, sorry.
No, it is not Raid Shadow Legends. Okay.
This is how I fuck things up.
Believe it or not, it is a very highly regarded game as well. At the last Keeley Awards, it won Mobile Game of the Year.
Mhm.
It's a card game.
Mhm.
It's called
Hearthstone.
Marvel Snap.
What?
Marvel Snap.
The Marvel Comics trading card game.
Yep.
Hold on. Oh, is that the new one they just came out with?
Relatively new, yes.
Yeah. Twix. Twix. You're not Twix.
It's
You're
free.
Twix
You
side.
can play it on your phone. You can play it on Steam. You sign it, and also they share information back and forth. So if you're playing on your phone one time, and then you go and you can just switch over and play on the
Oh,
computer.
Yeah, I remember seeing this. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
All right, we'll check that
There's
out.
a reason
Oh, the
why.
art looks great too.
Oh yes, and also here's the thing. There's a reason why it won like Mobile Game of the Year, and if you start playing it and you play it, you'll see why. Because it's not like those other bullshit mobile games like fucking like Diablo or
How dare
anything
you?
like that.
How dare
okay.
you threaten Raid Shadow Legend and their ability
Or
to
where basically like pay to play more or pay to win. It ain't got none of that.
Oh, that's nice.
There you go.
It's good.
Is
Alright.
it free or how much is
It is free.
It is free.
Everything
Oh,
is
how the
free.
hell?
And you
How
can
do they make their money? What is it more cosmetic style?
yeah, it is all
Okay.
cosmetic. You pay for a different variant of cards.
Oh, that's good then. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And here's the thing. You can earn the variants in game as you level up, or you can also earn the currency in game as you level up, because that's how I've gotten a majority of the cards that I got. And it wasn't until recently that I decided to spend $5 on the game to get the little pass to get like the little like season pass,
You
battle
gave,
pass,
like,
whatever
battle
you want to
pass
call
thing
it.
like Fortnite does.
Yeah,
Okay.
where it gives you like, obviously it gives you like currency and stuff.
Okay.
But it gives you like special things that again you can earn in game, but it's like it's
If
basically
you want it faster and just
yeah,
a
if
bit
you want
more-
it faster and it's like specially you can get it quicker. But like it's centered around Ant-Man because
Ant-Man.
tied around like the movie, and I
Yeah.
was like,
Mhm.
you know what, I want Ant-Man stuff, and it's got all these special cards, and it's like, it's got like steampunk Ant-Man and all this other type of stuff, and it's like, okay, I think that looks cool. Here's $5.
I like how you gave up your conies to get that. I'm proud of you.
And you see, here's the thing. I probably once I leave here, and I'm basically I play this game almost every night. Okay, and this game will be my next game day because because you can actually face people, you can face friends, and
Can I
you can
build your
have
deck and I want to see if it wins?
yeah.
Fuck
You
yeah.
can build several different decks from all the different cards that you can collect.
Oh, it's like
And all
Pokemon.
the different cards have different powers, and it's a really good intricate card game. It really is.
I can't wait.
Because
I want to be able to build your deck, and I want to call it like the Drunkards or some shit. Something like you wouldn't expect.
well, maybe during my game day that'll be a thing. We
Hell yeah.
the chat and everybody can look at all the cards that I have and be like, all right, because like the deck is so many cards, right? And it's like,
Yeah.
all right, what's my deck going to be? We can make a game day of it, and then we can fight each other with if
Are there-
obviously if you get the game and
Mhm.
you build your own decks, we can fight each other, or I can fight random people online and stuff. Either way, it's a good game.
Question.
What?
Are there any just for like us who have never played it, and
Mhm.
if we don't have like a lot of time to like go into it or download it or anything like that, and we just want to know the basics? Is there any videos like on you that we could watch that just gives
Oh,
us
no,
the basics?
listen.
Okay.
Games. Okay, the tutorial incredibly simple.
Okay.
An average game,
Uh-huh.
depending on who you're fighting against,
Uh-huh.
it don't take more than 3 minutes, maximum
Oh.
5.
I'm thinking like
That's how
Logman,
fast
like
the games
Pokemon
are.
battle ones like
No.
30
The games
30
go
minutes.
quick.
Okay.
Especially if you know your deck, if you know what you're gonna play, when you're gonna play it, how you're gonna play it. But obviously, like when you're first starting out, it's like, okay, I'm gonna play this card here. It's gonna take you like a minute or so, but once you basically after maybe 1 or 2 games, you'll be like, okay, this card does this. I'm gonna put it over there, so they can do that.
So just
Yeah,
installed
see
it
right
on the
there.
phone. But what's funny is that for suggested games, the ad for Raid Shadow Legends is there.
Hell yeah! I
It says
knew
Raid. It says Raid Cross Ronda. I completely forgot
Oh,
that they put
God.
Ronda Rousey in the game as a
See?
champion.
I knew it. I fucking knew it.
So yeah.
I'm glad you
Uh,
said also if you know your deck. I thought you heard if you know your dad. I'm like, I don't.
I thought you were gonna go
let's
somewhere
put it
completely.
this way. Let's put it this way.
Oh.
Okay.
Do you know your dick?
Let's put it this way. I started playing the game shortly after the Video Game Awards because, like, you know what? If it won Mobile Game of the Year, I'll start playing it. I'll see whether or not it's actually bullshit. And I've just been playing it. And I officially have seven different kinds of decks in the game that I can use that I've built myself just out of all the cards.
It does sound like Pokemon. Like I would have water and electric ready to go. Okay, cool. All right, I can't wait.
Yeah,
to see
it's pretty good. And my next game day is on the 15th. So if you play it, even if it's just during like a lunch break or like what I do, it's like when you lay down in bed before you go off to sleep, it's like I'll play a game or two. I'll earn some of the weird little like cube currency things and upgrade a card, and all right, bedtime. And that'll be it. That's it. That's all you do, and it's good.
I can't wait.
All right, so that'll be the next game of the month. So now it's time for the thing. I've been Jones to talk about this all fucking day.
All right.
It's time for video games. The game, the
Movie
the
game.
thing, the thing.
Movie.
The video will tell me because I keep forgetting the name of the title. Such a bad host. There he goes. Video games, the movie, the game, the review. And this is technically not over yet because there's still 2 episodes left to go.
Yeah.
But I figured we gotta talk about it while it's still fresh in everyone's mind and people are still watching it. HBO's Last of Us. I'm putting it down right now.
Uh-huh.
This is the best game to live action adaptation
Oh, 100
ever.
If you don't count Grandma's Boy.
And then I liked how the writers of The Last of Us were actually working with them. So when the character that became the two brothers that they meet, when one of them becomes deaf in the show.
Oh yes,
the,
yes.
The
Sam
writer
and
of the game was like, why didn't I think of that? And I'm like, yes, he loved it.
yeah. So like,
I will say this: I've never played the game, and I won't watch the show because I hate zombies, even if they're fucking mushrooms running at me like Mario. I don't give a fuck.
That's just it. They're not really zombies.
They are in my mind. Little
No,
fuckers
they're
scream
not.
and run
They're
at
mushrooms.
you. There's a
No, they're not zombies. That was
Look,
I remember
Toad
that
is
being
a
a whole big thing.
Toad is a fucking zombie now. All right, in my mind, anytime someone plays Mario Kart, Toad is a zombie. This is what Toad is. All right. I've never played it. I've watched people play it. I know the whole story and everything that goes down in it. I'm like, all right. I watch everything through second guessing, but all the like even this new episode, what we were talking about earlier.
yeah, Left Behind.
Did amazing.
Yeah.
With the adaptation.
Yeah. So like, it's obviously like not 1 for 1. It's fairly close to being 1 for 1. There's a lot of minor changes, but there's also a lot of major changes. I think the one we can
on a lot of them.
Yeah. The one we can talk about mostly is obviously episode 3 with Bill and Frank.
That's just it. It's not a major change. What this does is it adds to it. Obviously, they have to change it because it's not a video game, but it adds so much because in the game he's just like, okay, it's just this dude, and he's a weird prepper guy. But in this, it's like, oh damn,
he's a prepper, and they live a life. Here's the thing: is that the major change was that when Joel and Ellie get there, they're both dead, as opposed to just Frank. Because in the game, Bill's still alive. He's got all these traps, and when you go back to his house, Frank hung himself because he got bit and didn't want to turn. But the thing is too is that they made a major change to their relationship because
no, they didn't.
No, they did because in the game, like it's a blink and you'll miss it moment. But in the game, like after like Bill cuts him down and he's just like, fuck, whatever. Joel finds a letter, like basically finds Frank's suicide note and says, Bill, I fucking hate you. I always have. You'd never leave this town. You never want to do anything. Like I'm leaving you. Like basically it was like, oh, it's just like that's such a good chance for them to just be like, no, we're not gonna have them just be all angry at each other. I mean, there's in the episode they do, at one point because he's just like, give me some gas to mow the fucking lawn, please. Let me put some plants out, right? But man, like, because
it was implied that they were partners. Because even when he was cutting him down.
Yes. Yeah, no, that never changed.
That was the blink, yeah, and that's one thing I think everyone was freaked. Like some of the people who didn't really understand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like what was going on. Everyone, if you played the game and you caught that, you're like, oh, this is gonna happen.
Oh,
and
that's
they
what
made that story and that relationship come out so.
Yeah, they expanded upon it.
And that's one thing you can't do in a video game. You can't have an hour run of just. The governments are Nazis, you just can't do that.
Oh, that was such a great moment. The one thing that kind of like for the third episode, especially, is that they couldn't do some of those really cool moments where like Ellie and Bill have like their little back and forth. Joel's hanging upside down, has to take out Infected. Basically, they get there, they find the note that's like, don't open the bedroom. We left the window open so the house doesn't stink. We're leaving you the stuff and you can, take what you want. Then they get the pickup truck and leave.
Mm-hmm.
And God, that is it when you see Joel and Ellie drive away and it pulls out in the window, you're just like, God. What are the other major stuff on there? They've changed to in this because, and I kind of agree with the showrunner, is that you can't have moments of them going into buildings and there's like, because in the game there's like certain sections that are filled with spores. So like right before Joel or Tess or anyone gets in there, they put on their gas masks to like, make sure they don't breathe in the spores to get infected. And he's like, oh, that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense because, one good windstorm and boom, that blows the spores into another area, right?
Mhm.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't mind that change. I don't mind the change of
It's
how
just,
everyone
like,
gets
touching the
infected.
tendrils, right? Or the like the
Right.
actual,
That's what they changed it to. It's like
and
if you
that made
get
so much
caught,
more sense. Yeah.
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 But I'm sure that's obviously part of it, and also they don't want those big paid actors to wear gas masks a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Visually, it makes it look great though. Like when
Yeah,
it's the
but
tendrils. That's like
I think if in those type of situations, like they could have explained it some way. Obviously, they don't want to.
No, they do.
And they don't. Yeah, well,
Yeah,
they could
it's mostly
explained
like
it to where
they said it's more of a mutation with like wheat or grain. So like
yeah,
because if you go back to the first episode, like there are moments there where like you see how
twitching.
Tommy and Tommy and Joel and Sarah avoid that night of infections because they don't eat the pancakes, they don't eat the muffins that the neighbors book. Then like Claire said, like when Sarah's checking on the dog, like you could see the old lady in the back just like convulsing, like she's ready to turn.
Even the kid,
Mhm.
that first scene where she's in class and you see the kid next to her, just like his hand is twitching a little.
Yeah.
You don't notice it until you're like, oh, that's the beginning of it. Speaking
Yeah.
of kids, they add the kids as the meat with the mushroom zombie motherfuckers. The
Yep.
clickers. That was amazingly terrifying.
Oh,
That is one scene I fully watched. I'm
the
like,
the one where like she's crawling into the car trying to
that
go
little
after
7-year-old
Ellie.
is a professional what's contortionist.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's all her. That is all her movements. She's like 7. She's like really young, and she's a professional already. That is all her movements, and I'm like, I saw one guy on TikTok he was like a few years ago was explaining, he's like, why are there not more kids? We need more kids in this game of Last of Us. That there should be more. And then he sees that, he's like, I made a huge mistake. Didn't take my advice at all.
I
Mhm.
love seeing the TikToks of people like when they're watching it with like friends or partners or whatnot, and like the person who it's like text is like person who's never played the game is like, oh wow, they made up with this guy named Sam and his brother. Oh, I'm sure they're gonna have many adventures, and then it flips to guy who's seen the game, blanket on top of them, like like what?
Bawling
It's like,
his eyes
what?
out.
Nothing,
Yeah.
nothing.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, one of the changes I loved too in the it was 5, yeah, when Sam and them get out, is that in the game nobody knows that he got bit. They don't until the next morning he wakes up and he's like, ah, and then they do that scene. Like I love that like Ellie knows, so she's like she slits her wrists to put the blood on there. She's like, I have magic blood because I'm infected. I got bitten. I'm not infected. She's just like trying to heal him. And then they recreate that scene, and then they add on to it by burying them outside of the motel. And like that doesn't happen in the game because it's just like they both die. Like cut the black, and then 3 months later they're in fall, and they're headed towards the encampment.
Yeah, the show
And also-
definitely expands on those emotions. But
Yeah.
You know what? Let's break your heart more.
Yeah, because like there was the scene when they get to the town. Because in the game it's just like they have like the whole like stand up and just like, who the fuck are you? It's like, hey, we're just passing through, and then Tommy shows up, and they just have like the whole like, hey, how you doing? In this, he's riding the horseback and he sees him. He just goes, Tommy. I'm like, oh. Also, too, in that episode, did you notice the little cameo from is it pronounced Dina or Dinah?
I think Dina.
Dina, yeah. So they're already setting the seeds for part 2.
Oh god.
Yeah.
The one last major what I was seeing was when they were in the woods and they get into the cabin like with the 2 older couple.
I love that scene. That's not in the game, but
I
like,
loved all the
Yeah.
all the Native
shout outs
Native American
Graham
all the
Greene,
indigenous,
fellow
like,
Canadian.
Yes, they were so good. I'm like, everyone's like, yes, my grandparents are like basically on this, and I'm like, oh my, the
It's
gun
like
was over there.
The gun was over there.
you made him soup.
This little psycho. He's like, these
I
are
love
the
it.
people that's like, this is just how our life is now, and fuck everything
Yeah,
else.
like Here are the fireflies. It's like, oh, we get those around the summertime. It's like, no,
Yes!
human fireflies. Well, they're human fireflies now. There's everyone's petitioning. It's like, can we have a series now that's called The Two of Us, but it's Graham Greene and the other girl. They're just living their life out in the cabin.
It's just, I'm like, can we have a good happy ending? Like, they have more people like find them and they able to stay alive and path. That's one thing. Even with Last of Us Part 2, like the actual game, even though I've never played, like I know they get a farm and everything. She gets a farm and everything. It's not a fully happy ending, but it's still something. Is there a cure really that's able to start?
I don't know because I haven't played 2. I did see like a quick like someone spoiled 2 for us on TikTok. I was like, shit. I'm not going to because I want to actually go through and play it.
Play it because I've watched it, but I'm just like
I
never understood. I don't want to deal with clickers.
If they're adapting it, you'll see it if they keep.
Yeah, you'll see. Yeah, there's 2. Okay. There's 2 episodes left because we're on episode 8 with the cannibals.
Yeah,
well,
and
they've
already
and Troy Baker's in it.
And
Troy Baker's in it. Yeah.
Look, they're already gonna make me want to cry already because I'm like, I have to see this poor man's head get smashed in twice now.
Yeah, that's. I seen that get first. It's like we announced season 2, knowing what happens, and it's Pedro Pascal like laughing and then going into crying. It's just like,
it's basically a reenactment of Game of Thrones is what we're gonna get, and I'm like, God damn it.
Well, I gotta say though, look, Pedro, Bella, I can't remember everyone else's names, but like, my God, like everyone has been cast in this, has like played their parts. The acting is so good in this, especially the most recent episode, which was Left Behind, the DLC. My God, like it was almost shot for shot, except for like there's no Super Soaker fight, but and they actually were allowed to play the arcade games because like in the DLC they had to pretend because nothing worked. I think the only thing that worked was the photo booth, but there's no like, what's Facebook?
Right.
Yeah. And all I was got to say is, and I think I said it at the beginning, or we said it before the stream started, I want to know how much money Ed Boon and NetherRealm Studios paid to get Mortal Kombat 2 so focused in this show, because there's that abandoned gas station where she finds the machine and tells Joel about Melina's fatality. And I actually had to fact check because we were talking earlier about like, oh wait, is game like, did she actually speak of the truth? I completely forgot Melina's fatalities in 2. I was like, yeah, it was true. They sit there and they play Mortal Kombat 2, and like, Riley knows all the combos. Well, first she tells Ellie just to mash buttons. It's like, that's such a game move. It's like, how do I play? Just mash buttons. And then they actually start learning combos. And then when she's like Brock, it's just like, what do I do? Down, forward, down, light punch.
I'm wondering also, because I know a lot of these like that and Easter eggs and stuff. It's basically what the writers or like the actors or their family members, some of their favorite stuff is in it. So I'm wondering if it's like one of the writers just like, I loved that game. That was my favorite character. That was my favorite fatality. We're putting it the fuck in.
Head B, can we put this in? Yeah, sure. Oh yeah, so I'm guessing I've been seeing that there's a ton of backlash for this episode too. It's like, oh, we'll just woke garbage. I was like, tell me you didn't play the game without telling me you did. Well, telling me you never played the game.
What, about her and her girlfriend?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
It's like, it's in the fucking game.
Right.
In the fucking game. The whole point.
That was the whole thing. Is that like that's the whole?
Yeah.
And some person's like, it didn't happen during this point.
DLC as well, but they're dumb.
It's fully established, and not in just the first game.
Oh,
in
and
the
in
second game too.
In that one, did you notice that the keys that he gives back to Ellie in the flashback, the Naughty Dog logo was on there?
Was it?
Yeah, like the keychain has the Naughty Dog logo on it. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Because one of the things I like doing after I've watched the episode is there's so much more like behind the scenes and supplemental material that HBO is putting on like social media. Like Troy Baker's even actually going through and like, you know, explaining to people like, hey, if you didn't play the game it's okay to watch the show because it's very close. I mean, there's a lot of major changes, but they're good changes. But also, it does help if you play the game too, because you can appreciate those changes even more. Like it's been years since I played the game. I completely forgot how, like, after Tess gets bit and she sacrifices herself, I forgot that it wasn't against infected. It was just against Furtus. I was like, soldiers just coming in and take her down. I was like, I forgot about that. I like the fact that there was a horde of infected coming after her. And that's another one of the big complaints a lot of people are having about the show is just like, there's not enough infected. I was like, it's not the point of the game.
Yeah.
Like, the point is the journey of getting Ellie to Utah to, you know, well, eventually I don't want to spoil those people who didn't play the game or didn't play the.
When your journey is to end in Utah, it's not a great journey.
I mean, obviously, maybe in the next episode, they've showed enough of the infected people and things that they're scary, but the whole thing is they're not like the Walking Dead type of horde type zombies. Yeah, they can be, but even in the game, when you go after them, whether it's in like a fucking cabin or one of the freaking office buildings, you don't take on hordes of them.
No.
It's you and Ellie, and it's isolated, it's up close, it's visceral, there's tension, and it's like the just like the game, the show has that. I mean, would it be cool if there was more of that? Yeah. But there's also.
But I think it would get tiresome. I think it would get tiresome after a while. Like, how many more times? Like, because like the second episode had that moment where it's just okay. There's a couple clickers here. Make sure we don't make any noise. Like, you don't need to have that for every single episode.
Right.
Do like
but
a
like
silent film, and that's it.
Yeah. But like with the fifth one there before they got out, and you know, they that bloater, like, oh, the bloater.
That bloater was great.
Yeah.
I love how they had his actual move of him ripping the jaw and everything off. That was the head.
Yeah.
Oh.
$500,000 suit. That's practical. That's $500,000 to make that suit.
Just covering him in lard.
Fry myself fat.
What the crap? No, but it was great. I'm not gonna lie, it's still great. But then also you have to remember, this is a show, and you're able to expand more on the actual characters and storylines, and not just shooting. We need to keep the action going.
Yeah, and I am so happy that there have been such iconic scenes that they almost shot for shot remake. So like, the truck scene, the truck scene, like whoa, how you walk around that thing? These pages are all stuck together.
Yeah, her finding the magazine.
Yeah. Well, I had the reading because there's some interesting pictures. Oh, that ain't for kids, Ellie.
One of my favorites is like when she says, when he's complaining about something and she goes, "You guys used to fly in the sky. Shut the hell up," or something like that.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, how amazing do we have it right now? We can go in the sky. That's pretty fucking cool. I don't know.
I will say, I think it's because Jean posted it in the Discord. I'm gonna go for some Discord comments because we do have a few of them in there. I said it was hard, but like, I mean, in the end, I do agree with Robe when we're figuring out what to do for this month. I was like, well, can we do Last of Us because it's not gonna be done by the time we get to it. Individual comments are great. Review. Oh, I'm just reading Wolf's comment here. So Sean says it's either the best game to screen adaptation in recent memory. Even the network loves it to the point that the pilot's original endpoint network people turned to Craig Mazin and Neil Druckmann and said we need more. Also satisfied with the admittedly few changes that were made here and there, apart from that one missing line that I'm slightly annoyed at. I'll take a shot in the dark and say probably it's the you have no idea what you're walking on modifying ice when it gets to the whole I'm not her, you know. Marley told me about your daughter. It's like
Uh,
I kind of missed that because like in the show, Pedro just goes, "Stop, don't say another word." I would have preferred him to go, "You're walking on mighty fine ice," and then do that whole
is
scene.
that like really iconic in the game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Again, I won't play zombie anything. I don't care if they're just fucking toads on steroids. I don't give a fuck. I can't. You guys know how scared I get.
I need to see a roided out toad at this point. It's just like.
Have you seen the
Sheesh!
muscle-y Pikachu? Not to like. Totally go left.
So at one point, I'm pretty sure
I'll
I've seen
find
it
the
at that
toad
point.
version, but god damn, those are terrifying. Those,
Woody
like,
Man has piped up
yeah.
in the Discord, said, I tried binge watching this show to be prepared to discuss on the podcast, but damn, it is too damn emotional. Never played the games, and I don't know if I'll be able to handle it now, not because of the horror, but because how real the relationships feel between the characters and how real the heartbreak is. It's not only a great adaptation, but also a great show. Hardly
Emotional
agreed.
damage every fucking episode.
Yeah, and what Jean
You mean it's
says about
emotional damage?
I forgot you had that.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, and what Jean mentions about in the pilot in the first episode, like that thing at the beginning with like the scientist, that thing that what he did, that shit, that was creepy. That was like holy shit.
Really wish. I thought this was going to be a running thing. Is that they were going to have more of. And I'm kind of now thinking about this now. I'm kind of upset they did because in episode 1 and 2 there are these pre-credit scenes that set up the world and the universe. Because there's the first one there where it's like in the 60s and how I forget the actor's name, but he was in the Mummy movies, and he's basically describing like how a virus or a cordyceps is going to evolve and mutate.
Yeah, like why it would evolve and
Yeah.
all that type of shit. Yeah.
And then the second episode where they find like one of the first infected before the outbreak, and like the woman says like, you gotta bomb the city, but before you do, let me go home first. I was hoping to see more of those. I mean, you could argue with episode 3 with Bill and Frank that's basically all like, because it was a massive flashback because it went right as soon as the infection started and just, went off for him living his life with Frank. But I kind of wish there was more of those. But I mean, like, eventually at that point you got to continue on with the pace of the show. But like those little those little moments like that is like world building that was just kind of slowly needed, because the only other world building I kind of remember from the game is like as soon as like Sarah dies and you start the jump and it plays the credits, you can hear like little itty bitty bits of like news chatter about like how the world's governments are coming down, and then the factions break off. I was like, it's just all very quick, but like if you had some supplemental material like that would be even better. But God, I can't stop gushing about this show. If we want like finite more like thoughts about it, I am planning on doing a video on my channel reviewing the series as a whole once it's done in 2 weeks time, because we only have 2 episodes left, which we're getting, like I said, next episode we are getting Troy Baker. He's one of the cannibal groups. I don't know if Ashley Johnson is in this episode, but I think she's in the last one in a flashback, because she's playing Ellie's mom in the show. So that's a pretty cool way of getting the actors from the game involved in the show. No sign of Nolan North yet.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure he's the main cannibal that Ellie kills in the game. That hacks him up with the machete. I'm pretty sure that's him. Can't remember. Like, I mean, like Troy Baker and Nolan North are in everything together. All right. Well, that I think is gonna do it. A Danny Trejo. Yes, she kills cannibal with a Danny Trejo. It's machete, right? Cool. All right. We went quite a bit longer, obviously, because we didn't have a proper game for the game day today. But let's get you up to speed of what's going on game days this week. If I can pull this up here in my search engine. So we'll be back to regular gameplay on Friday with. Where's that schedule? Again, shout outs to Mr. TL Wolf, who makes that great schedule image every week for you guys to let you know what's going on. So Claire actually will be back on Friday with Apex Legends. We haven't done Apex in a while. Free to play on everything except mobile. Rip in peace, the mobile version. Because
one can hope that we can get those characters into.
There was like 2 characters.
I still want them.
Okay, all right.
I'm pretty sure it'll happen.
I want to be a DJ.
Where is that image? Oh, okay. So a special stream on Saturday with me, 9 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be a Extra Life Redemption. It is. Oh, it didn't full screen the whole thing, but here it is. Johnny versus Ninja Gaiden. So I'm going to be playing Ninja Gaiden on the Switch. Hopefully I'll have a co-host to help me keep this stuff going. We have incentives. $20 I will put on oven mitts for 2 minutes. $30 I have to put the controller upside down for 2 minutes. And you can stack these, obviously. $40 I have to lose, like, just basically commit Harakiri. That's the only thing I could think of. I didn't want to put suicide, so I had to lose a life. And then 50 is the hard reset, and it'll increase by $25 each time you hard reset me. The goal is to try to beat it. I mean, I can either admit defeat at any point, but I probably will keep going as long as you guys either want to screw me over or encourage me to keep going. We'll find out. Sunday at 9, it's Mr. TL Wolf with King of the Castle. It is a Twitch integration game that anyone can play because all you have to do is just be involved in the Twitch chat. From my understanding, is like I think you can overthrow people. I can't remember the full aspects of it, but hey, we like these interactive Twitch stuff. And Wolf likes doing them too because we had a lot of fun playing Cult of the Lamb. So we want to do more of these. So again, that's all 9 p.m. Eastern, and then obviously we'll have another week of game days for you guys. Yeah. So Rob, what's coming up with you? More wrestling tomorrow?
Yeah. Well, like I said, a big show in wrestling tomorrow. It's the final show before this weekend. This weekend, Saturday to be specific, is Flashpoint. It's a pay-per-view where, everything comes to a head, titles, all that type of stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But there is something. It is now March. I have hinted at it on my own little streams and such. I am going to do something special in March. It is a theme month. All right, I even have the game ready to go that I'm going to do. And the theme is, it's going to be the March of the Mechs. Where basically, I'm going to play maybe just one, depending on how long it is, 1 or 2, but basically a mech game.
Nice.
And the first mech game I'm going to play, it's a game from a very beloved developer called FromSoft. You might have heard of a game or two that they've made. Yeah.
Ninja Blade?
Yeah.
Enchanted Arms?
Oh yeah, they made that. Yeah. But
Metal Wolf Chaos?
Oh yeah. They also made.
I'm sorry. I'm a jerk. I'm naming everything that's not Souls.
I know exactly, but they made a little game specifically on the Xbox 360 called
Armor Core?
No, it's not.
Not Armor Core?
It's not Armored Core. No.
What is what game is
It mostly. Here it is.
Here it is. I was like, we can't see you.
That's right.
Hang on, let me see if I have it. That game, not Armored Core.
Yep. Also made by Sega.
Oh,
You know what it is? Anybody know what it is?
Chrome Hounds.
Chrome Hounds. That's right.
Yeah! The one you can't get all 1,000 achievement points on because they only made 700 and the rest of them are bugged out because of online.
Right.
Something like that.
Because I mean, I've always heard Chrome Hounds. It's a great game. All that type of stuff, and I've always thought it was just a Sega game. Until I fired it up randomly one day, I didn't realize it's a FromSoft game. So yeah, I just ran. At the end of the year last year, I was like, I need to do something. So I was thinking, because a lot of people, they do like theme months. Like May is very popular with Star Wars games, right? Because May the 4th be with you, that type of stuff. And I was like, what can I do? I mean, I'm trying to think, what type of thing do I like that I can have? And I'm like, I like mechs. I haven't really played a lot of them. How about, and it just snapped, March of the Mechs. Because, mechs, they walk and stuff. And I was like, what can I play? What can I play? I was looking up like mech games that maybe I have or I don't have, or I can maybe hopefully easily find. And I managed to find apparently it's very well regarded and underrated Xbox 360 game called Chrome Hounds. So essentially starting this upcoming Monday, I'm gonna have a little look in playthrough Chrome Hounds.
Nice. All right, so that's over on his stream. For mine, I don't know what's going on. I got a lot of things I need to switch out. I know for sure tomorrow though, I am gonna boot back up Power Wash Simulator because the Final Fantasy VII stuff is being added. So get to clean up Cloud's motorcycle, the Scorpion boss from the first hour of the game. I don't know what else is in there, but everything's in Midgar. We're going to clean up Midgar tomorrow. And Claire, you don't really stream a whole lot anymore, but I think I said to say you just going to take care of Puppy.
Yeah. Every 3 hours when I'm home, we go outside and we're trying to get her name associated, crate training, and then separation anxiety. But basically, the goal is to get her not like she's my emotional support, so to help when I have anxiety attacks and whatnot, and my depression is. But the goal is to have her be a therapy dog, so I can help and take him conventions and stuff. I want to stream more, but you guys know how I am, so I break things without even touching it, and I've done that more than 6 times already. When I was streaming some stuff on my own, like I was practicing some stuff. I'm like, yeah, I'm not pressing any buttons now. No.
Yeah, things just like that. That's the streaming life. Things just tend to break or switch on their own.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably try to stream a test stream before on Friday. Just because usually when I'm like, yeah, everything works, something doesn't work. It's usually how it goes. Like everything looks great, and then as soon as I'm like, I hit go live, shit hits the fan.
Yeah,
it's either the streaming software, the internet, or the game. Yeah,
or all three.
Oh my god, Uno! I really wanted to play that too.
Yeah.
So sad. I wanted Uno.
Yeah. Maybe they'll make a better version, or hey, maybe we can all just dig out 360s and play that version. Does that one still work?
No,
I don't know. That'd be interesting.
I didn't even see it on the store.
Well, I don't think that it's like backwards compatible. We'd probably have to literally fire up an Xbox 360 and try and get it to work.
Mine's is dead. Mine's is gone in the trash somewhere.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's going to do it for the discussion show tonight, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching and interacting. And we'll see you this Friday for Apex Legends with Claire. Till then, everyone have a good night.
Love yous.